Hi, I'm Tara the Foodie, and I take the mystery out of cooking for you. In today's episode, I'm going to show you how to grill the perfect steak. I'm also going to show you how to fry the perfect French fries, or as we call them, America sticks. Let's get cooking.
Grab yourself a beer,
Yeah.
kids.
It has been between 70 and 80 degrees all week. And this is our last warm day until we hit a little bit of some colder weather again. So we're having fake summer right now here in Northeast Ohio. So we are taking full advantage of it. The vibes, the summer vibes are all over the house and outside. And so we're going to take this opportunity to show you how we in this house grill the perfect steak every time. And we're also going to show you how to make French fries yourself at home that come out the same way as they do at your favorite restaurant. Crispy on the outside and pillowy soft on the inside. There's a specific way that you have to do each of these things to make these beautiful summertime foods come alive and come out perfect every time. And I'm going to show you how to do it. So first things first, I'm going to start with the steak. I'm going to show you how you should dress your steak every single time, and you want to do it ahead of time. Now these steaks have been sitting out for probably a good half an hour already. You want to make sure that you take your steaks out of the fridge and let them just sit out in the room temperature air to come to room temperature so that you're not throwing a cold steak on the grill. You don't want to do that. We're going to dress the steaks up with some olive oil, salt, pepper, and fresh garlic. And we want that mixture to sit on this meat for a while we go and do other things like get the French fries ready and that kind of thing. And that way all those flavors permeate through the meat and get them all good and ready for that grill. All right, so first we're going to start with our olive oil. I like to use extra virgin olive oil because I want that kind of grassy, deeper flavor from the oil. So you just want to drizzle your oil over your steaks, and then just with your hands, just kind of massage that oil in all over the meat. And then you want to flip them over and do the same thing on the other side. Now we are going to take care of the garlic. So you can use garlic powder, but don't because it's so much better if you use fresh garlic. So just if you don't have garlic and you just have to make your steak, fine, use garlic powder, but don't. So I've got some garlic cloves here, but I also need to get more garlic cloves out of these bulbs. So I'm going to show you how I loosen up, because the garlic bulbs are usually pretty tight, right? And you're like, how am I going to get the cloves out of this garlic bulb? And the way that you do it is you're going to take this and you're going to slam it down on your cutting board like this. I'm going to do it again. Okay. The third time I felt it start to come apart. And now you can see that it just easily falls apart and you can start releasing all of your cloves of garlic from the bulb. You can, take your knife and smash your cloves and then mince away if you want to do that. If you don't have one of these wonderful pieces of equipment in your kitchen. But you should have this. This is my favorite garlic press that has been working really well for me and has not broken or even acted like it was going to break. I have this listed in my Shop My Favorites section of tarathefoodie.com. The link is down below in the description box, so you can get to that and click on it and get yourself one of these. It's so worth it because you don't even have to peel these. You just put them right in here. Just pop it right in there. Close it up, and then you just press it right through, and the garlic comes out, and it's already minced for you. And you just take your knife and just sort of like cut off the garlic. I mean, that's awesome, right? And then you just open this up, and there's your paper and everything. That is the easiest thing in the world. God, it smells so good. Oh. So what I'm going to do is just take a bunch of these garlic cloves so that I have enough that I can kind of smear over top of these steaks on both sides. You're probably going to do a bulb of garlic, I'm going to say, but I'm going to go through and press a whole bunch more garlic now. So this was about 6 larger cloves of garlic on this first side. I've got 4 Delmonico ribeye steaks. And you just kind of smash down, move your hand around. You want this fresh garlic to just start permeating through this meat. So I'm going to flip these over now. So we've got about 6 or something garlic cloves on the other side, and I'm just rubbing them into the steak on this side. This is where all your flavor's coming from. See, wind's blowing me. We've got all the windows and doors open. I love it. This is like my favorite time of year. Now the next thing you want to do is you want kosher salt. You want big grain salt. I always have it in a little dish on the counter. Now you also want to make sure that you're picking steaks that are at least an inch thick like this. You want some thickness here because by the time you get it looking good on the outside, it's already overcooked on the inside. So you want it to be about an inch to an inch and a half thick. That's a perfect, and my favorite steak is a ribeye, but literally pick whatever your favorite steak is. A New York strip, a T-bone, filet even. You can do a filet like this too. So speaking about the fact that these are thicker, I'm gonna put a decent amount of salt on these, and you're gonna think, that might be a little too much salt. It's not, because you're cooking a thick piece of meat. And you have to imagine each bite that you're gonna take is gonna have a crust on this part, on the top part and the bottom part, but then you're gonna have that whole part in the middle that has no seasoning on it. So you can be very nice and generous with your seasoning on the outside of a thick steak. It helps you create the crust that you're looking for, and it's gonna give you enough flavor so that every bite of your steak is completely delicious. So I'm going to take this kosher salt and just grab it with my fingers and just liberally sprinkle it over the steaks. Just really have a nice even coating all over your steaks. Now before I flip these, I'm also going to pepper them. So I'm just going to grind the pepper. It's up to you how much pepper you put on it. I like a decent amount. I love the taste of pepper, and really everybody in our family enjoys it. So it's up to you if you're a pepper fan. This pepper grinder is just awesome. It really saves your wrists when you really have to crank out a lot of salt or pepper because it's battery powered. And you can grab this as well if you click on the link below to go to my website and click on Shop My Favorite Things. You can grab one of these. It's the set with the salt and pepper shaker for yourself. I love these. All right, so these are fully dressed on this side. So I'm going to flip them over one more time and do the salt and pepper on the other side. And then we will liberally salt this side of the steaks. As you can see, I'm not skimping. And then I'm going to do the pepper as well. Now your steaks are perfectly dressed. This is what you want your steaks to look like. Now you also want to have these steaks dressed first before you do anything else. Then set them aside, get all the rest of your food cooked and prepped and all that. And that way, the last thing that you do is put these steaks on your hot grill. And after they come off the grill, you're going to have them rest for 10 minutes. And you can use those 10 minutes to set your table, get everything ready. And then you cut into these steaks and serve them, and they will be so perfect and delicious.
What's up now, babe?
Well, we are now ready to get our fries ready. What you want is a big, fat russet potato. That is the best potato that you can use to make French fries or America sticks.
America sticks.
America sticks. I'm going to just peel all of these potatoes, and then we're going to cut them into fry-sized pieces. So I like to peel my potatoes into the sink because I have a lovely garbage disposal. I don't put the peels down the garbage disposal though.
That's a bad experience.
But if one or two get down there, it's okay. But don't put all your peels down the garbage disposal. Both Joe and I separately learned this lesson the hard way. It will kind of overtax your garbage disposal and it'll end up overflowing. So don't do it. I like to do this anyway. And what I'm going to do here, I want to show you is in the bowl that I had the potatoes, I am going to put some water in here because as you peel your potatoes, you want to place them directly into water so that they don't start to oxidize and turn a funny color and taste a funny way. So we just need to put a little bit of water in this.
That'll be enough. Or do you want to use the big bowl?
Yeah, I think this is going to be okay. We'll find out. And now I'm just going to peel some potatoes. Okay, so Joe was right. I needed the bigger bowl.
I just wanted that bowl to be used.
Look at this bowl. This is a sensational bowl. You should at least have one huge fucking bowl in your kitchen. So now it's time to cut these massive potatoes into fries. What you want to do is just cut these potatoes into planks. First, cut it in half lengthwise so it's a little easier to deal with. And now I'm going to cut them into strips the size of a fry. Obviously, I don't want them to be this thick, right? So now I'm going to turn them on their side and I'm going to cut them into fry size shapes. So like that. It's like the perfect fry size, right? There it is. So as you are cutting your potatoes up into fry shapes, just return them back to the water in your huge bowl so that they stay hydrated and they don't oxidize. And then just keep going with all of your potatoes. So all of the fries have been cut up. They're all pretty much the same size. These look like they're going to be good fries, right? You just want them the size of a fry. So they're all ready to go. Now we wanted to keep them in the water so that they didn't oxidize, but what we want to do now is get these babies dried off and ready for the oil. Just get yourself some paper towels and put a couple layers down to cover your board. And then just, and lay them out.
Where we going now, baby?
We are going outside with these beauties and taking them to the deep fryer. Okay. Our beautiful new setup here. Dirty Girl got a nice wash down by Juicy Joe. And then here is our new family member. I don't know what we're calling it or anything. Maybe you guys can name it. This is the double fry method. And like I said before, you want to do the double fry method so that you end up with French fries that are crispy on the outside and pillowy and soft on the inside. You're going to do 2 fries. The first fry is going to be at a lower temperature. We are going to fry them at 325 Fahrenheit for the first fry. The first fry is called blanching, and it's basically just par cooking your fries. We're going to fry the fries on 325 until they're just kind of a golden, not a golden brown, but just a golden color. Then we're going to take them up and then let them rest for a bit, jack up our heat to 370, and then we are going to do the second fry, and that's where we're going to get our color and finish cooking them. I'm going to take the lid off, take your basket and put it to where it's setting on top here. You can do the double fry method in a pot on your stove too if you want. Just make sure you have a nice depth in your oil so that the fries have enough room to fry and everything. And then you'll just have to use like a thermometer to keep track of your oil temperature. It's a bit harder to do that way, and that's why I really wanted one of these, but it can be done. So now I am going to take these fries and put them in the basket. And I'm going to do these in 2 batches because there's way too many fries to put them all at once in this basket. because then they just start to steam. There's our first batch. We're going to lower these down into our 325 degree oil. I'm just shaking them up a little so that they all submerge into the oil. These will probably fry for about 10 to 15 minutes. So just keep your eye on them. Lift up the basket every once in a while and take a look so that you can see the color that they have. So let me show you what they look like when they're ready to take out from their first fry. You can see that they almost look like they're starting to wrinkle a little bit, and you have just a touch of little light golden brown on the very edges, and that's it. That's when you know they are done with their first fry. So I'm going to go ahead and lift these out of the oil, give them a shake, and then you want to put down, I just used the same cutting board with the same paper towels that I was using to dry off the potatoes, and then just put a wire rack over top. It's the perfect way to do it. We do this as well when we're making our chicken tendies, which I will put a link to that video for you here now. They're not going to feel too crispy right now. Just let them kind of hang out and chill. So now we're going to do our first fry on the second batch of our potatoes. And we're going to lower these babies in for their first fry. Shake-a again until they all get submerged. There you go. Ooh. Ooh. The wind is kicking up. We are forging ahead. Okay, so as you can see, these fries have that same look, a little bit of wrinkly to them, and just a touch of the brown on the edges. Shake a little bit, and then we will put these on the wire rack. All right, so I'll spread these out a bit so they can hang out and chill. I put the other batch back into this bowl here, and I'm going to increase the temperature now to 370. We're going to let that come to temperature, and then we will begin our second fry. Okay, the oil is to temperature now. It's making some noise. So I'm going to carefully take the top off. I'm going to lift this up and kind of set it on its little notch here. These were the fries that I fried first. So I'm going to return these back to the basket. And right now they are fully cooked on the inside, but they're limp. No one wants a limp fry. Now we're going to give them the color and the crispiness. We're going to lower them into the 370 degree oil for their second fry. Give them a shake again and let them rock and roll. This is obviously going to happen a lot faster than the first fry, so keep your eye on them. All right, it's only been maybe, I don't know, 5 minutes or so, and look at these beautiful, perfect looking fries. That's how I like them to look. Golden brown with dark brown around the edges. Give them a nice shake.
You can see the difference in color from once baked ones.
Yes, there you go. There's your first fry, and then there's your second fry. Now you know why you have to do the double fry method. We're going to go ahead and put these back on our wire rack and immediately salt them. Get those babies salted because they're nice and hot and they're going to take in that salt. So that needs to come back to temperature. We want to make sure it's nice and hot for this second fry. So as soon as that comes back to the 370 degrees, we are going to fry our second batch and they will be all done. And there again is the perfect color that we're looking for. Give them a nice shake and put them right next to the other fries. Stop eating them. Yeah, they're quite addictive. And then I am going to salt these bad boys. And here is the final product, perfectly fried fries. Now we are ready to grill the perfect steak. And in my mind, the perfect steak is a ribeye, so I always choose ribeye. These are Delmonico ribeyes, and again, they are about 1 inch to 1.5 inches thick. They have been dressed beautifully with olive oil, fresh garlic, salt, and pepper. Have your grill as screaming hot as possible. As screaming hot as possible. We are going to open this lid and pop these steaks right onto the grill. We want to get a nice crust, nice color, grill marks on the outside of these steaks and still allow them to be medium rare. You have to have this with you. Any kind of meat thermometer that you have this right by you, because when it hits 135 degrees, that is medium rare. That is when I suggest to take it off the grill. That's what I think is the perfect steak. If you want to go a little more and ruin your steak, go ahead.
Ruin it.
Ruin it. But if you would like to not ruin your steak, take it off when it says 135 internal temperature. So slowly open the lid to your grill because there's some serious heat that's coming out of this baby. Get your tongs. There you go.
1, 2.
Now we're gonna be, okay. Ready? Here we go, baby. There's one. Oh, geez. What, you got a bee on there?
Yeah, you got a bee on there.
That bee is delicious now. All right. Go ahead and close the lid and let these go for a few minutes. On one side, you're gonna check it. If it's got a good color, then we'll flip them over to the next side. Okay, it's been a couple of minutes. Woo! Again, open it slowly because you can have flames flying at your face. Let's take a look. We got some good color. We got grill marks. Flip them over. Oh, so hot. I can't move so slow. It is hot as hell. All right. Woo-hoo-hoo. Oh my goodness, babe. So this way, we'll flip it the other way. Flip it the other way. Flip it the other way. Oh, it's so hot. I need longer tongs. I probably have them somewhere. All right, I'm going into the thickest part? Yeah, the thickest part.
It's done. Yep. Yep. Yep.
Oh my God, they're already done. I'm getting my crosshatches.
Don't do it.
I'm getting them.
Don't do
It'll
it.
take 1 second. I'm getting them. Look how beautiful it is. All right, get them the hell off the grill because they are done. Oh my God. Holy moly. And here are our perfectly cooked steaks. These steaks are resting. I think they've been resting about 5 minutes. You want to let your steaks rest at least 10 minutes. The reason why is because they're still cooking a little bit, but also because the juices that are within that meat need to redistribute back into the muscle fibers, basically, which is the meat. But take a look at these babies. Look at that. And you can see, like, if I move, see that juice and stuff? The olive oil mixed with the juices from the steak. You want to hang on to that. When you go to slice that steak up, then you can kind of drizzle that over top. Like, it's gonna be so good. You're just gonna kind of eyeball the amounts here. We're gonna squeeze in some mayonnaise. So I'm gonna say that's about 1/4 cup-ish. Now you wanna put in some of this honey mustard, not as much as the mayonnaise, maybe like 1/3 of it. So then flavor it with some of that honey mustard sauce, like that. 3 parts mayonnaise, 1 part honey mustard, 1 clove of garlic. Put this in here. stir it up. That's really good. We are just about ready to slice into this beautiful steak and plate up our delicious dinner. Okay, it's time to slice these up. So I'm picking what I think is the most beautiful one. You want to place it down on your board. Now, the first thing you want to do is figure out where you're going to slice it. You want to slice against the grain. So take a look, and you can clearly see when you kind of like bend it where the grain is going. It's going this way, right? You see the fibers? The grain is going this way. That means you're going to cut it this way. Okay, first I'm going to cut this steak just in half. Let's see how we did. Pretty good, pretty good. Almost got into medium territory, but I got some nice red there. So we're at a medium rare to medium, I would say, which is not bad. If you want it more medium rare, maybe even take it off at more like 130. And then we're going to slice this other half, about like that. Look at that. Beautiful. You can see how juicy it is. And then you want to take your slices, put it on your platter. Like that. You're going to get a nice pile of fries and place it beside your steak. A nice, beautiful pile. As far as I'm concerned, this is the perfect grilled steak and the perfectly fried fries with a nice little honey mustard garlic aioli on the side. And now it is my favorite time of every video, time to taste. Let's try a piece of steak first because I already know what the fries taste like. Nice, beautiful piece of steak, my usual huge bite. It's nice and tender. I have a mouthful of meat. Nice and garlicky. The salt is perfect. You can taste the pepper. The olive oil kept it nice and juicy. This is so good. This is the way to make your steak. Now let's have a fry in this delicious dip. Yeah. This is a lovely dinner. There you have it. This is how you make the perfect steak, and this is how you fry the perfect America sticks or the perfect fries, if that's what you call them. Go out and buy your steaks, buy your potatoes, and make this dish yourself in your home. You don't have to go to a fancy restaurant to get this quality of food, and man, is this cheaper. And it usually is better. Thank you for stopping by and hanging out with me once more. Thank you for subscribing. And if you haven't already, I'd love it if you would. Click on the subscribe button, click on the notification bell at the bottom so that you never miss one of my videos. I'm Tara the Foodie, taking the mystery out of cooking for you, and I will see you next time.